What's going on, Super Friends? It's SuperDude here again, to discuss another Injustice 2 thing. I'm sorry, I just got done with lunch, so I'm a little all over the place. So what I'm going to be talking about today is Bane. I'm going to be discussing Bane's look. I'm going to be discussing Bane's gameplay in Injustice 2. I'm going to be discussing let's see, what else am I going to be discussing? I'm going to be discussing how he plays, how he am I going to be using him, all that sort of stuff. So we are going to talk Bane. Okay. Alright. Let's start with this little paragraph. Bane is a super intelligent, world-class fighter and tactical genius who enhances his great physical strength with a steroid called Venom, making him one of Batman's greatest and most dangerous enemies. In addition to being one of the only men ever to independently figure out Batman's secret identity, he also has been an anti-hero, a government agent, a mercenary, and a dictator. He's currently a member of the Secret Six and has also been a member of the Suicide Squad and the Secret Society of Supervillains. So Bane is this big luchador of a dude. This big luchador of a guy. Big. And essentially, he is on steroids. Well, not even essentially. I think that's exactly what it said. He is on steroids. It's a new steroid called Venom that makes him bigger and stronger, but you develop a dependency. You develop a dependency on said Venom. So, why do I like Bane? Or do I even like Bane? Being a wrestling guy, like a person who loves wrestling in all its shapes and forms, I enjoy Bane as a character. I think Bane was written as a sort of like a statement on wrestlers and steroids. I think that's not confirmed. That's just my theory, is that he was written as a statement on wrestlers and steroids and such. But let's talk about his design in the game. I like his new design as opposed to his old one. His old one had, even for me, too much of an emphasis on his luchador look, because he looked more like a professional wrestler that was fighting Superman than he did a character in game. Like it was weird. Like it looked like you took a character that you made on the WWE creation suite and moved him over to just Injustice by accident. It was like, oh well, he's there. But this one looks sort of what I expect Bane to look like. He's got the mask with there's a little cover, which I think is a nod to the Bane of the Dark Knight movies. You know, the
Batman, you don't know pain like I do, but you will.
Like that guy. I don't know if that's a quote. That's not a quote from the movie, I don't think. But it's cool. I like this Bane. I like the militarized look, because he's got the military boots with the camouflage pants on, and he's actually got the tubes going through. So yeah, he looks like Bane, and he looks like Bane, but he doesn't look like a wrestler named Bane. So that's, excuse me, I'm all over the place and my head hurts. Plus I have eaten. So you have Bane back from Injustice 1 and Injustice 2. And he plays very similarly, just like Flash, he plays very similarly to his Injustice 1 counterpart. I really need to stop making these videos right after I eat. Really. So, Bane is... How do I describe Bane in a word? He is a grappler to end all grapplers. And let's move on to his moveset. His moveset is far more heavily based on professional wrestling moves. Now that I enjoy. I like that they put more wrestling moves in his character moveset this time around. I mean, you have he has a choke slam, like a choke slam that he does, like a pop up, and then a grab, and then just like a huge choke slam. He has a move where they're up on the shoulders, and he can flip them into the Bane KO out of nowhere. The Bane RKO out of nowhere. He does a power bomb that they're calling the Bane bomb, which I think is cool. There is a... Goodness, what do they have? They have a tombstone. There's an elbow drop sort of move in there. There's a back... One of the moves steps on the back. If you meter burn it, it steps on the back of the opponent, which I just think is sick. Just boom, boom, step. I mean, because it emphasizes his "I'm strong" mentality. I love a lot of the move choices they went with. I love that there is one of his moves is just a running grab type of deal. It's just this charging grab, and he gets a hold of you, and then it was a bad day to be you. There, and then another one of his, and that's one of his character moves. Another one of his character moves is called Super Strength. Something that's good. It basically makes him way stronger than it changes his character power, which is back from the first game. It's 3 different levels of Venom. And if you use level 3, you're far more stronger, far more powerful, but you get a huge debuff. Like, you move slower, your dash is just normal. It might as well be a normal walk. All sorts of... so it's a sort of balance. Do you want to get that heavy chunk of damage and then be vulnerable? I mean, they showed that if you have that character ability on, and then you use his character power, like if you use that gear ability and his character power, and you do his super, which is activated by a ground pound from, it's like full screen. He steps on the ground and pops you up, and then he headbutts you, grabs your face and smashes it into the knee, and then comes down for like the world's strongest DDT. It does it takes almost all your bar, so huge amounts of damage you can get with this guy. There's another move he does where he grabs the opponent and just breaks them over the back. Pretty dope. I like it because, I mean, it throws back to, and they had him fighting Batman, and it looks exactly like when he broke Batman's back in the comics, which I always love when they make nods to other universe stuff like that, or canonical stuff like that. It's pretty cool. That's why I'm hoping for the characters that have dead partners or dead teammates or whatever, that they mention them. They mention it in one of Robin's intros about how he killed Dick Grayson, which was shame on you, Damien. Anyway, so Bane looks pretty cool. His gear that they gave him, there was there's some differences to the masks, and he had better knee pads, and differently designed boots, stuff like that. And it also, because the Venom is green in his base character, it also showed that you can change the Venom color, which is nice. I don't know if that's all his color palettes do, but I know that that's a significant one. All of the color palettes, I'd be okay with it, honestly, if all his color palettes did was change the color of his Venom. Because we saw a blue Venom, and so when he goes 3, you can see the LEDs and stuff, and the Venom actually glows in blue. And then the other one we saw was red, which was awesome. And that will be one that I try to get a hold of, is the red shader. That way I can give him red Venom, so it's like it looks just like his blood is pumping through him really, really fast. So that's cool. But that is essentially Bane in a nutshell. Like, I try to keep these videos kind of long, kind of lengthy, but at the same time, I don't want to sit here and watch the video and go in depth, break down. I may do that for future videos. Like, I may do that for the DLC characters. I don't know. I haven't quite decided, but what do you guys think? Do you like Bane? Do you not like Bane? Are you excited to see Bane back? I know I'm excited to see Bane back. I'm doing a new thing in these videos where I talk about a premiere skin that I think the character could have. And when it comes to Bane, premiere skins are supposed to be alternate characters, but in this instance, I want Bane to have an alternative Bane premiere skin. And I want that premiere skin to be a variation on the
Hello, Batman. I am Bane. Come closer, and I will destroy you.
Just because I want that voice, just because I want to hear that voice. Like, I want him to interact with different characters in that voice. Just the Bane versus Poison Ivy.
So, you protect the green.
What's it to you, steroid breath?
Well, that was just rude. Let me correct your attitude.
That kind of thing. That stuff. Just fun little stuff. Like, I would love to see Bane's interactions with Atrocitus. Like, that's going to be fun to see. That's why I'm glad they're bringing in a bunch of new characters, because I would love to see a shader and an option that makes Bane a Red Lantern. There. Boom. And you're like, you want to see everybody a red... Well, that's true. I do want to see everybody get a Red Lantern shader. A Red Lantern option. Because I think it could work. But I really think it could work with Bane. Excuse me. I really think it could work with Bane, because Bane is rage. Bane is just... I love Bane. So, I love Bane as a character. So, that's going to do it for this video, guys. You know what? I'm going to have fun with it, and I'm going to sign out as Bane. So, okay, here we go. Hold on.
Alright. So, you have been the SuperFriends. I have been SuperDude. And until next time, next video, up, and away. And remember, you defend injustice, but I was born in it, raised by it. I'm Bane.
Anyway, so long, guys. Oh. Sorry. Goodbye.